Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In part one of our BFGoodrich KO3 test, we took a look at the new features, we compared it with the old KO2, and then we took it on a proper snow test where it performed very, very well. But in today's video, we're gonna test it on ice, which is significantly different than just snow, in much colder temperatures. It's about minus 19 degrees Celsius ambient and about minus 27 with the wind chill. So it's pretty damn cold. In the previous video, I mentioned that the KO3 has a tighter tread pattern than the KO2 in this center section right here. And while a lot of people think that's going to be bad for mud conditions, it's actually very good for snow conditions because, as you can see, it holds on to the snow. And that's good because snow actually gives you a lot of traction, especially if the snow is tacky. Anybody that's built a snowman will know that snow sticks to snow. When it comes to ice, things are a lot different. Just because a tire performs well in the snow does not mean it's going to perform well in ice. Now, I did mention before that the KO3 has about 25% more siping than the KO2, which is going to be an improvement in icy conditions. But I also said that it's very, very cold out. And we're actually outside the ideal operating temperatures for an all-terrain tire. Now, BFGoodrich will tell you that these tires will perform in Antarctica, but I'll tell you firsthand that when it gets to extreme cold conditions, the rubber starts to turn into like a hockey puck, and it doesn't work all that well. At least that's the case for the KO2s. Are the KO3s going to be any better? Let's go find out. Now, I should talk about air pressures. I did not manually air down the tires, but because it's so cold, it has brought the pressures down to about 50 PSI in the front and about 47 PSI in the back, which is about as low as I want to go. I mean, I could do maybe 44 PSI in the rear or whatever, but the thing is, I mean, ideally drive this, I go on the highway. I don't want to be running extremely low pressures because it can be a little bit dangerous and cause blowouts at higher speeds. So this is pretty much a normal air pressure situation. Now, I should mention that I haven't put any ballast in the box of my truck. Typically, I'll put in about 200 pounds of sandbags in the winter, but this year I haven't found the need. The tires have been just fine. Now, testing on ice, the two big things are acceleration and braking, particularly braking because you need to be able to stop. And so far, I am finding it pretty darn good, especially the braking. Cranked on the ABS, but it stopped. Acceleration, well, you're going to spin the tires, obviously, but I am moving forward, which is really all I can ask for. And this is in two-wheel drive. Also, this is on very hard ice because when it's this cold, the ice gets really hard and very, very slippery. In the snow video, I mentioned that lateral traction, cornering grip, was a weakness of the KO3, at least when there was a lot of loose snow on top of the road surface. On ice, I would say lateral traction is very good. We'll go into a corner that is pure ice, downhill, at reasonable speeds, and you can see no problems. I mean, any kind of sliding is completely controllable. Now, if I take that same corner too quickly, there's a good chance I'm going to lose control. Now, on glare ice, even on the smallest of inclines, traction can be a problem, which we're experiencing right now. but with a little bit of momentum, we are making it up. Pretty darn good. Now, if I start on that same hill in two-wheel drive, I'm not going to move. I'm sliding. And that's where we put it into four-wheel drive. And we can make it up without issue. So my final thoughts of the KO3 in ice conditions as the sun comes down. It's a lot better than the KO2, without a doubt, and it does it better in pretty much all categories. Better acceleration, better stopping, and it gets around the corners better as well. Don't be mistaken though, it is never going to be as good as a dedicated winter tire or a tire with studs in them. Of course, those are phenomenal on ice. But I do believe BFGoodrich has narrowed that gap to how it performs against a full-on winter tire. So good job on them. Is it going to be as good in minus 40 or when I hit 30,000 miles? To be determined, but I definitely have a lot more confidence in this tire than I did with the KO2. So we tested the tire in snow and on ice and of course dry conditions, but we still need to test it in proper wet conditions and of course mud. So make sure you subscribe to check that out. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.